Hi, this is Rainbow Harmony, here to help you find balance and peace to live a more colorful life. And welcome back to my channel. In today's pick a card reading, we're going to be talking all about this new moon in Libra that is upon us right now. Before we get into the pick a card reading, I'm going to be talking just a little bit about this energy shift and give you guys a little bit of a breakdown on what it's all about. If you want to skip forward to the pick a card reading, that's totally fine, but I recommend that you listen to at least a little bit of this because the pick a card reading will probably make more sense once you understand the key elements of this new moon in Libra. Don't forget to like and subscribe and ring that notification bell. I'm uploading videos 2-3 times a week. I've got pick a card readings for you guys, new moon and full moon updates. So every time there's a new moon or a full moon, come to my channel. I'm gonna have a video like this up. And sometimes I even post some travel vlogs. So I try to make this channel just a really fun place for us to hang out and talk about life and explore the tarot together. I have a goal of reaching 50K. So every subscriber helps. So let's get into it. The new moon in Libra hits on October 6th. And of course, the archetype of Libra represents balance, harmony, fairness, and justice. This means that finally, things are coming together. If you've been wondering what all this energy is leading up to, what it's all accumulating to, what the point has been to all of these energy shifts the past couple months, this Mercury retrograde, all of these planets in retrograde that are soon about to go direct. If you're wondering what the point is, you're probably going to be coming to those conclusions right around now. And this is a good energy. It's a positive energy. So here are some things that you can expect with this new moon in Libra. First of all, you can expect a big increase in your confidence. You can also expect an increase in your sense of determination and your willpower. There will definitely be an energy increase in that area. It's also possible that with this influence of the new moon in Libra around you, that you'll be having a lot of deep insights and realizations. Manifestations are also going to be materializing around this time. I think it'll probably happen more towards the end of Mercury retrograde, and as we approach the full moon and the harvest moon, you'll start to see maybe some manifestations that you forgot about, things that you asked about like over the new year, or maybe some things you asked about around the time of, around spring, maybe the solstice. You're going to start seeing some things come through. This new moon in Libra is also conjunct Mars, which adds a really assertive, and dominant and creative energy to this vibe. So it's a real can't stop, won't stop, gonna make it happen, gonna chase my dreams if it's the last thing I do kind of energy. Now we can't ignore the fact that this Libra vibe is definitely going to help with our relationships and is going to bring a lot of balance into our relationships. So this will be a new chapter in your relationship. If you're currently in a relationship with someone or getting to know someone, there will be a natural and healthy progression forward, and it'll feel like a fresh slate, like a new beginning, a fresh start. You could be feeling very confident in your relationship right now, or maybe on the same page as your partner. And if not, don't worry, this Mercury retrograde will definitely make sure that you guys get into that space. You could be in a process of coming to peace and understanding with your partner or the person that you're dating. It could even be just coming to peace and understanding in a relationship or a situationship, or maybe a situation or a connection that you've been confused about. The truth will be revealed, or there will be some type of understanding you will come to. This energy with relationships has a lot to do with knowing where you stand and knowing what you want. So if you're single, this will be knowing what you want, knowing what your boundaries are, knowing what your intentions are as you move forward to date or to not date, perhaps. This energy will also help you to release unhealthy attachments. So definitely pay attention over this Mercury retrograde and over this time of the new moon in Libra about romantically what relationships or what relationship is being brought up to you If there's signs of it being toxic or codependent or not in your best interest, likely it's slipping through your fingers right now. This is also a very heart-opening energy, so you could be opening to love, you could be like intentionally manifesting and attracting it, or you could be meeting somebody new. Love could walk into your life after this energy transit for sure. And this is also helping you to re-examine your relationship with the earth, with Mother Earth, and the relationship that you have with your body and yourself. So there will definitely be a lot of balancing in relationships at this time. This could look chaotic or tumultuous for some people. It could be very peaceful and harmonious for others, or it could just be a mix. Whatever you're experiencing with your relationships right now, just go for it, welcome it, and pay attention. This new moon is also calling you to look at your relationships that are outside of a romantic relationship, like friendships, family, coworkers, etc. It might be time for you to cut some cords or to draw some boundaries if there's anyone around you who's just draining your energy, whether it's through good intentions or bad. Sometimes you have to get that space for yourself. You have to draw those boundaries. You have to speak up. You have to say no. The truth is, throughout our lives, there could be many people who are kind of in and out of our life. I know we like to hold on to some connections, but it could be at this point that there's someone around you that you're starting to realize, you know what, I need space from this person, or they're not good for me anymore, or they're enabling me, or I'm enabling them, or we're not growing together, or we don't want the same thing anymore. So whether this is a romantic relationship or otherwise, it's definitely time to make some decisions. And you could notice the relationship area of your life just having a lot of growth right now. I think it's a positive thing. It's just some of you guys might have some issues during this time. It doesn't mean anything's wrong with you, just pay attention. The next aspect of this transit is that Pluto is stationing direct. Pluto, when it was in retrograde, was helping us to confront the sides of ourselves that we hide or that we needed to integrate. So there was a lot coming up, and definitely it's a little bit of a self-loathing kind of defeatist energy when Pluto is retrograde. I think it's good for us to go within and to examine ourselves like that. But I think it's really good that Pluto's direct now. So you're going to feel a little bit of relief, and some of your confidence will be restored. Also, of course, we have Mercury retrograde during this time. And I've talked so much about retrograde on this channel, but there's going to be an element of... Well, I've been pulling the Tower card a lot in personal readings. From those of you guys that have been getting personal readings and coaching, the Tower keeps coming out over and over. It even came out in today's Pick a Card reading for one of you guys. So there's definitely that kind of vibe going around with Mercury retrograde. So just hang in there. You will be able to experience some of the positive aspects of this new moon in Libra. I think it's very, very positive, but there's definitely some things that you need to avoid. So that's my next point. Here are the do's of this new moon in Libra, okay? So the first thing you want to do is get organized. All of those plans you made, all of those things you said you were going to do. Remember we talked about that moon we had in Aquarius and the moon that we had in Leo, all of those energies that were trying to push us and get us out in the world and help us to share our gifts and talents. Well, now is the time to put your money where your mouth is and make it happen. But that's not going to happen without an action plan and without creating a routine and getting organized and looking at our daily habits. So however you do that, get organized. It's going to be good for you. The next thing you want to make sure that you do is maintain your flow state. So your flow state is when you're in the vortex, or you feel energetically aligned, or you feel like centered and balanced. So for me, I feel in my flow state when I'm in nature, when I'm doing my daily affirmations and meditations, I'm stretching, I'm eating healthy, and taking good care of my body, and I am giving myself time to dream and to write and to do things I love. I mean, honestly, there's a lot more to it, but I kind of have figured out myself what I need to do to get in my flow state. So if you haven't figured that out yet, this is a good time to experiment. This is a good time to do things that you love, enrich your soul, take good care of yourself. If you're not feeling in the flow, that's okay. Just try to make that your mission to cultivate that or work on that whenever you can. The next thing that you want to do with this new moon in Libra is set intentions. This is a very powerful time to manifest around the harvest moon, around the end of the year, as the seasons change, a great time to plant some seeds. But since it's a Mercury retrograde, you might want to trust your intuition. Some of you guys might feel like, you know what, I don't want to set any intentions this new moon. I just want to follow forward and take action steps on intentions I've already set. So if you're feeling like that, trust yourself. The rest of you guys, just be careful not to set any intentions that are like brand new. This is a good time to renew, refocus, recommit, refresh, like anything with the re in front of it during Mercury retrograde, right? So if it's an idea or something you've been thinking of since a couple of weeks ago, I think you'll be fine. Just be careful if it's anything too brand spanking new, because sometimes that stuff can backfire during Mercury retrograde. But honestly, rules are meant to be broken. And other than that, just happy manifesting, set intentions. The next thing that you want to do during this new moon in Libra, and we've been talking about this for the past couple new moons, and that is connect with others. The energy really has been opening up for partnerships and connections and romantic relationships and friendships, and obviously there's like a big clean house going on in the relationship department. It might be a good time to meet new people, to hang out with friends, to collaborate, to bring like-minded people together. I definitely feel that energy with this new moon in Libra. The next thing that you want to do is indulge in self-care. So yes, this is your time to get comfortable and cozy, and it's a very like almost Taurus energy behind this. I don't know, I just feel like comforts and luxury and tea. Maybe it's just that fall feeling, but I definitely see this being a great time to indulge in your self-care. The last thing you want to do is know your values. I think that's a very Libra energy, is to know what it is you value. That is going to help you to make better decisions as you move forward. Here are the don'ts of the new moon in Libra, okay? These are some things that could put you into an energy of resistance. You just really want to avoid this, especially at this time, okay? So the first thing you don't want to do not over-explain yourself to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. Mercury retrograde usually messes up miscommunication, and just it can cause a lot of misunderstandings. And so if you find yourself apologizing, over-explaining, take a second, back up and ask yourself, is this really like my truest form of expression, or am I just doing this to appease the other person? Am I doing this out of codependency? What am I really being accused of here? Like, be careful at work, be careful with, people that sometimes get on your nerves. Just don't over-explain yourself. That's part of having healthy boundaries. The next thing I'm going to say that kind of goes along with that is don't entertain toxic, draining people or energy in general. And the third point is don't complain and mope. So basically stay away from people that make you feel like you need to complain and you need to mope. Stay away from energy drainers, stay away from energy vampires. When the energy shifts like this, sometimes people go to healers because and people like you who are artistic and creative and empathetic because they want to do an emotional drive-by, or they want to dump their energy on you, or they want someone to worry with, or someone to engage in the toxic energy. You're going to be tempted to perhaps entertain people like that. You might also be tempted to be that person. So don't be that person. Don't entertain those people. This is a really good time to have strong boundaries. And then I guess the next point, I already mentioned it, but don't complain and mope. This is not a time to complain. This is not a time to be a victim. This is not a time to mope around. It's time to empower yourself, recharge yourself, and take responsibility for your life. That's what the Libra energy is all about. So the next point would be, don't let people waste your time. I don't know what mood I was in when I wrote this, but for real, I have so many points about here. This is all about relationships with Libra. People are going to be tempted to waste your time. You might be tempted to waste other people's time. Just don't have it. You don't have time for that. You got stuff to do. You got to glow up to continue on the path of, you're ready to surround yourself with uplifting people. Don't take the work drama home with you. You're good, okay? The next thing you don't want to do during this Libra new moon, and this is a message we've been getting for a while, do not hide. This is not time to crawl under your covers and hide. Trust me, you're going to have that time soon. We go in and out of these times of solitude and hermit mode. I'm not saying you can't recharge yourself or rest, but do not hide. This is not time to hide your talents or your gifts or who you are or your beautiful energy from the world. It's time to shine. I don't know how else to say it, but it's time to shine. You came here to shine. Don't dull your sparkle for anyone or anything. That is very much the energy of right now. And the last thing you want to avoid during this new moon in Libra is trying to do too much at once. Yes, we're being charged right now with this passion and this energy. It's time to get stuff done, move forward, set intentions, but be careful not to do too much at once, and also be very flexible because Mercury is retrograding and you know that it's going to be playing us a little bit. So be flexible with your plans and don't try to do too much at once. So let's go ahead and get into your pick a card. If you are ready and willing to receive this reading, all you have to do is simply take a deep breath and ground your energy, and then choose a card. Number 1, number 2, or number 3. And if you'd like to take a screenshot of it and pull some cards and follow along with me, here's the spread that we're going to be covering today. Once you've got your screenshot, and maybe you pulled some cards yourself, and you've chosen which card you want for your reading, you can head down below to the comments or the description where the timestamps are posted, and you can just click on your timestamp and instantly be fast forwarded to your part in the reading. And I'll see you for your reading soon. For those of you guys who choose number 1, we're going to see what this new moon in Libra has in store for you. And we're going to start with the first card, which is what area of your life needs balance? This is the card that you chose. So what area of your life needs balance? This is the 2 of Cups, and this card has everything to do with your love life. So your relationship with others, romantic relationships, your relationship with yourself, and self-love, of course, is highlighted by this card. So if you are at this point in your life where you're trying to manifest a romantic relationship, I think honestly that's one of the best things that you can decide in your life. Obviously, we don't need another person in order to complete us, but I think it's normal to desire to share your life with somebody or to want to engage in romance or the ecstasy of a connection with another person. And so this card is asking you to remove any fears or doubts or worries or anxieties that you have around your love life and relationships. And this is something that we don't always want to face. It can be a little bit uncomfortable to realize that there are certain patterns and habits and cycles and ways of being that we have in relationships that has everything to do with, our relationship with our parents or our primary caregivers and past relationships. So I feel like as we go through life, it's this continuous, gradual healing process surrounding relationships. I mean, yes, we're all one, but we are incarnated into these separate bodies. And so learning how to embrace yourself and your separateness and allowing yourself to become an individual and empowering yourself can help you to be able to embrace connection and intimacy with others. So it all starts with you. And of course, when we're looking into relationships, healthy boundaries, what you say no to, what you say yes to, how you express yourself and how you communicate, what you tolerate, what you put up with, expressing your wants and needs to others. These are all things that are highlighted. So this card is asking you to look at how you communicate with others, the messages that you're sending across. It's asking you to be aware and to remember and realize that your energy your romantic energy, your sexual energy, your creative energy, and your presence is a gift. So you have to choose who you give that energy to wisely. And I get this vibe that some of you guys have been holding back a lot in this area of your life just because of fear, maybe fears of abandonment, fears of rejection. And I want you to know that these are all normal fears to have that accumulate sometimes throughout life, and that you can release them anytime you want. I think it would be a good idea for you to spend some time journaling about love, relationships. If there's some stuff from the past that just keeps going over and over in your mind, whether it's a connection you aren't able to release or just some anxieties that you have or memories you have, write about it in a journal. Get that energy out, express yourself, spend some time processing it. And no doubt some of the current energy cycles we've been having have been helping you to process. Sometimes you might need to even talk to somebody about it, like a trusted friend, or perhaps even like a licensed therapist or counselor or a healer. There's definitely a message here that something in your love life needs to be sorted. There might be some decisions that you need to make. Sometimes we think that we want something in love, and then we realize, you know what, I've outgrown this situation, I've outgrown this relationship, it might not be for me anymore. It's time for me to choose myself and trust myself. So don't hold yourself hostage in relationships or situations in love that just really aren't you. You don't need any excuse to walk away from something. Sometimes you just have to trust yourself and say, you know what, this is the best decision for me. And I think the same could be said for deciding to walk into a new connection or a new relationship. Anytime you enter a new relationship, it's always going to be a risk. Don't ignore the red flags. Don't ignore the signs. Don't ignore if every single person is giving red flags and warnings about this person. But at the same time, sometimes you have to trust yourself. Sometimes you have to say yes. Sometimes you have to walk into that connection with open arms and an open heart because you feel like this person has earned your trust and respect and you're ready to take that leap again. So yes, lots of messages about your love life, but this area wants to be balanced. So I would suggest some time writing about it and know that a lot of what you're seeing around you right now might be trying to help you balance your love life or your relationship with yourself, self-love, and your romantic relationships. So that's actually pretty exciting. This could be a big breakthrough for some of you guys. So next we're going to look into what area of your life needs more structure and organization. So let's take it to the Wildwood deck. What area of your life needs more structure and organization? Okay, so a couple things are coming up here. This is the foundation of life. This card signifies like you having a very good foundation for yourself. So this means that you're paying your bills, you got the lights on, a roof over your head, food on the table, you're taking good care of your health, you cut out those toxic relationships, you got a little plan, you set some goals, and a little bit every day. It's not like everything's perfect, it's just you feel like you've got healthy relationships and you've got good work-life balance and you're cultivating energy. You're just doing the most, you know what I mean? So we see that this needs more structure and organization. Like you have good ideas, you have good plans, but they're not able to get off the ground because you're so busy in survival and putting out all these fires everywhere. And along my earlier journey, I was definitely there. Like I felt like I only had time to just go to work and then just like eat fast food, barely could sleep, watching Netflix all the time, going out partying, and you know, time passed, days passed, months passed, years passed, and I just wasn't able to do anything different. And I had to start by getting healthy, you know, good sleep, getting up earlier, eating healthier food, getting sunshine. Like that's my advice for you, honestly, is to just start with the basics. If you're not eating healthy, hydrating, exercising, and getting some sunshine and some nature, make that your priority, especially with this Libra energy. It really wants to help you get balanced. So focus on the balance of the body, the mind, and the soul. Unite those things. It's going to be in the tiny little things you do every day. And they want you to make some decisions. You might want to release some things, like maybe the workplace is toxic. Maybe some of the places you go aren't best for you anymore. Maybe how you're spending your evenings or your morning or your free time isn't the best. So this isn't about being hard on you. It's just about telling you and reminding you that you have the power to make these changes. And they're saying that an area of your life that needs more structure and organization is your ability to make decisions. It might be that you're weighing things like back and forth and you just kind of ignore it and put it off because like you're afraid to make a decision because you're afraid that maybe you'll be punished for one choice and rewarded for another. Remember, there really is no such thing as a good decision or a bad decision. There's just actions and consequences. So as long as you choose something with the best of intentions in your heart and it's coming from a good place, then the universe is going to say yes to it. You have to do the work to make it happen, don't forget, but you can pretty much make whatever choice you want. So it's not really like what's possible. Anything is possible. It's just you have to put your energy and your weight into making a decision and like send that message out to the universe and put your foot down and make it happen. So basically they're like, you have some stuff you want to accomplish. You need to get some more structure and organization when it comes to your foundation and your daily life and your daily routine and cutting cords and releasing anything or anyone that's like distracting you or pulling you back. So a lot of work needs to be done here, but it seems like you're already on the right path. So now's the fun part of the reading. What opportunities surround you? So the opportunities that are surrounding you. What opportunities are surrounding you? Ooh. Okay, so I'm seeing this message. This says, leave environment, anxious, unhealthy. So there might be some environment that you're spending time in. Perhaps it's your home. It could be your job. Maybe you're like in the city and you haven't had time to really ground in nature. So they're saying like you've been upset about this. You want to get out of this situation. You want to get out of this environment. Maybe it's a relationship. I know I talked to a lot of you guys like in coaching and personal readings about like how sometimes you end up in a home or an apartment where the neighbors are crazy. That's happened to me. Or, you know, you're not liking your roommate, or, you know, God bless you guys who broken up with someone and are still living with them and are trying to like get out. Like I've heard some of you guys in that situation. That's got to be rough, you know? So maybe you're just like, I just want to leave. Like it's the last couple months. Maybe you're looking for a new job. You want a new environment. You're like, this isn't working for me anymore. And, you know, it's been giving you anxiety. It's just unhealthy. Like everything, you've been trying to balance your energy, but it's just been difficult. So there is an opportunity. There's an answer coming to this predicament. I think they're saying that's what's coming. That's the opportunity that's surrounding you, is like to tap into that answer, to find that solution. They're telling you to trust your instincts because, you know, this answer might come through your inner guidance. It could come from, I don't know if it's going to come from outside of you. It might just be one of those light bulb moments or something that you connect with in meditation. So they're saying the opportunity is already there for you to get out of this unhealthy environment. It's inside of you. And so trust yourself. Yes. Oh my gosh. I love that message. So final message here, advice from the new moon. And I think I'm going to pull from just like a traditional deck, the Enchanted Tarot. Woo. So look, we're not going to sugarcoat it. The Tower is coming out, okay? And we talked a lot in the intro about how this Libra energy wants to seek to balance and harmonize things. And it might not be happening through the smoothest of processes. A quote I've been telling a lot of my clients lately is that stars are born out of chaos. Stars are born out of chaos. So sometimes the way that your manifestations or the things that you want or the big change or shift you're looking for, sometimes it will come through tumultuous experiences. It could feel tumultuous in the moment. It could feel like everything is falling apart and crashing down when you're in the middle of a big shift. So allow yourself to be present with that energy, but don't judge it necessarily. Like let the pieces and the chips fall where they may, because we actually see the Two of Hearts, funny enough, Two of Cups, same card again for you here, but from another deck, telling you that your love life will be harmonized, your love life will be balanced as a result of this energy, and you're going to be happy about it. Like, there's going to be a lot to celebrate on the other side of this transit. You might already be feeling a sense of comfort and satisfaction, and like something big's going to happen. I talk to so many of you guys all the time who tell me that you can just tell you're about to meet somebody. Like, I get people, messaging me for love readings and saying, I just have this feeling that I'm about to meet my person. Can you tell me more about that? Or like, can we pull some cards? And, I'll hear back from the person just a couple weeks or months later, and they're like, it was true, I met them. Yeah, you can trust yourselves, you guys. You can trust your instincts. You might already know that what's going down in this area of your life is causing big changes, and it's heading in a good direction. That's what I'm trying to tell you, is that everything that's happening here is heading in a very good direction for you. And this is the Three of Pentacles. They're telling you work with others, network with others, connect with others, make friends. It's a balance between protecting yourself and your ideas and not letting other people, have space in your life to give their opinions and judge you. But when you feel safe, sometimes it's good to share your ideas or your thoughts or, your projects with other people, because sometimes when you set an intention or a goal or you have a dream, the universe sometimes sends another person to help you. And so I see that the new moon is like that friend or that new person or that new connection. Like, that's going to be good for you, and you're not going to be alone through this transit. There's going to be opportunities, partnerships, perhaps relationship. I definitely see your relationships healing. Like, this new moon in Libra is having a very traditional, like, to the book effect on you. So if you want to know more, I would suggest watching the intro to this video if you haven't already, or maybe writing down some notes, because I think it'll really help you. It looks like this is some major glow up energy for you, and I couldn't be more excited for you. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Does this resonate with you? Did you pull your own cards? How did your cards compare to mine? I hope that this message resonates with you. Thank you for coming to my channel, and I will see you next time. Peace out. For those of you guys who choose number 2, let's see how this new moon in Libra is going to affect you. And we're going to get started with the first part of the spread. And this is the card that you chose. And the question is, what area of your life needs balance? So what area of your life needs balance? And you're getting the Four of Wands. So the Four of Wands has to do with your sense of stability and security. It's funny because this is like the harmony card, which this new moon in Libra is all about. This is a card that talks about feeling like free from your everyday worries. This could be some type of announcement, like a pregnancy, a birth, or an engagement. Overall, it's just a card of abundance and prosperity and success and gatherings and family and sharing your success and, living in a beautiful home, loving your job, feeling free, just liberation. So if you're not feeling like that right now, that's okay. It's been a lot in the energy lately. I feel you. But this is a reminder that you don't have to wait for external things to click in like that in order for you to be able to feel these feelings now. Heaven or hell is all a matter of perception. It really is. I remember when I was living in Los Angeles, I was living in this neighborhood where some days the sun would be shining and there would be like a person on the corner selling fresh fruit, and I would just like walk down the road and all the flowers were blooming, and I would go to like a little coffee shop and do some work and meet a friend, and I just like, I felt like that girl. You know what I mean? It was aesthetic, it was legit, good day. Then I could wake up the next day and do the exact same thing, but as I'm walking down the street, like I'm smelling all this trash and like people are just being ratchet. And I have to wait in line for a really long time, and like the noise of the city is like giving me anxiety, and I'm like worried about everything, and I get a parking ticket. it really is perception. So, your life could be so perfect and so aesthetic to somebody else if they were just like drop house kicked into your life. If somebody was just dropped into your life, some people would feel really privileged and really happy and really thankful. And really, it's the little things that you do, that you can do in your life to help you feel that feeling of celebration and success, no matter what you have or what's going on around you. So this is the area that needs balance. So what I would suggest for you, if you're not feeling this right now, first of all, give yourself permission to feel abundant, to celebrate your life, to break bread with others, to enjoy, to share in the bounty. I mean, this is kind of traditionally known as like the harvest season. So look around and see what you've harvested. Look around and see what you've accomplished. I've realized for myself the last 6 months since I moved here to Costa Rica that I've had a lot of spiritual growth. There might be other areas of my life I don't see a lot of growth in, but what matters is the area that I have been having growth in, and to realize that and to tell myself, you know what? I did a great job. Like, I'm proud of myself. So for you, the past 6 months, past year, past 2 years, look back on it. Maybe write a list in your journal of the accomplishments you've had, the area of your life you feel like has been growing the most, because you are growing, you are changing, you are evolving, you are moving forward. And you're making progress. And this card is like, hey, you deserve to stop and slow down and celebrate. There's people who have less than you, who are going through more shit than you are, who are celebrating their life, who are thankful and joyous. And that's not to make you feel bad, It's just saying you can take a break for a day or a weekend or even a whole week and just be like, you know what? F it. I'm going to enjoy this because I'm moving up, I'm moving forward. This moment is going to pass and I'm going to make the most of it. So this is just a message for you to enjoy, appreciate the bounty that you have, be grateful for what you have. And if it's not working, some tips I have for you is like, first, just like clean your house, clean your home, hang up some art on the walls, decorate things. Even if you don't have much, just like do the whole minimal thing, and just getting things cleaned and arranged a little bit and getting the clutter out can make you feel like you got your shit together. You know what I mean? The next would be go on a walk at the park. There's got to be something cute or pretty around the corner from you or interesting. Like, just be the main character and go on a little walk and explore, go on an adventure. I'm all about that. So a little bit of nature, get things cleaned, groom yourself, trim your hair, do your nails, except for my nail, which I slammed in a door. Paint the other ones. So yeah, that's kind of my message. That's my message to you guys. I think that this is the area of your life that needs more balance. So let's go ahead and move forward. What area of your life needs more structure and organization? So what area of your life needs more structure and organization? Well, as I was pulling stuff from the Wildwood deck, another one of my decks got bumped and this card flipped over. So I'm going to take that. That happens. I always trust the cards that come out, no matter what comes out. Okay, so they're saying that the area of your life that needs more organization and structure is like your creations, because you're a really creative person and you have some really brilliant ideas, but maybe they haven't been able to get off the ground, or you haven't been able to see some of these to completion, or maybe you haven't even been able to get on the path with some of these creations because there's a lot going on around you. To me, this is a card that reminds me of maybe toxic family, or just like friends, coworkers, people who are around you who just like don't get it. You know what I mean? This might be people that say, oh, you're gonna quit your job to do that, or oh, you like to do paintings, how much money do you make off that? Or I knew someone who did that and this bad thing happened to them. Or it could just, be people who have these negative opinions, and they might not even be saying it to be mean. It might just be that they're worried, they have their own fears they're projecting onto you. Everything that people say to you has a lot to do with their perception of you and their perception of the world. which that has to do with like what they've been through, their karma. It's like a whole thing. So you don't always have to believe other people. Isn't that powerful? Like, this is the area that wants more structure and organization, that every time somebody makes a comment to you or tries to hold you back, or if you are trying to start this project or be creative and you hear these thoughts in your head of people telling you, oh, that's lame, or that's not worth it, or maybe we have an inner critic. And for some of us, our inner critic is so mean and so ridiculous because the truth is, maybe we were bullied and people were mean to us when we were younger. So you got to ask yourself, where is this voice coming from? Is it really me? And then you realize, you know what? I'm going to lay those voices or that message in my head, or the inner critic or the toxic or negative thoughts, I'm going to lay that to rest. It's time for me to have boundaries. So I suggest affirmations. I'm going to be releasing a lot of affirmations here on the channel very, very soon. So stay tuned, subscribe. I have some affirmations for you guys that have really helped me to get focused and to reprogram my subconscious mind with healthy, kind, uplifting thoughts. So that I'm not repeating over and over these old thoughts and these old affirmations from the past. That's the most frustrating thing, because we can cut toxic people out, we can walk away from bullies, we can grow up and move on, but they're still in our head, or it's still in our head. So yeah, this is like you standing up and balancing yourself and organizing like your thoughts. And because of it, you're growing more confidence and more respect for yourself, and you're able to move forward on your creations and let them come into this earth and prepare a way for them and make it happen, because you're feeling more confident, you're having boundaries with those thoughts, and you're kind of fighting back. You're saying, you know what? I'm going to do this. I love myself. I'm worthy. I'm going to bring my creations to the light. So yeah, that's a big one right there. But affirmations all the way, and maybe meditation, journaling exercises to release the negative thoughts. And it's okay to have negative thoughts. I have them all the time. It's okay if the thoughts come up. It's just, which ones are you believing? Which ones are you choosing to act on? And I think that's why affirmations help, because they help you be like, this is what I'm choosing. This is my truth. I declare it, claim. Okay, so next, this is the fun part of the reading. What opportunities surround you right now? Okay, so we're looking into opportunities that surround you with this new moon in Libra, because this new moon in Libra is full of opportunities. Ooh, I already really like the first card I pulled for you. Whoa. Okay, so I think that they're clarifying. Some of those last cards we pulled for you were like a little harsh. We got the death card. We got the card that was about, the one with the snakes on it. And I just pulled this card. So this is like kind of the darker energy surrounding you, maybe other people. So this says unexpected boundaries, like trauma. And this is kind of a trauma season for those of us who've been through narcissistic abuse or any other type of abuse with the family. This time of year, around fall and winter, around the holidays, can sometimes be like a little bit more difficult. And I do see that maybe it's kind of unexpected, like some of these traumas that are coming up right now, or these memories. And it's funny because there's another side of you that's getting this big push forward. You're feeling like you want to be really social, you have some talents and creations, you want to get out into the world. You might even be receiving opportunities for that. That's what I'm seeing. So there is an opportunity for you to heal some trauma. That's wonderful, right? Just gonna be real. There's an opportunity for that. But there's also an opportunity for you to maybe come out of your shell, be a little bit more bold. I don't know, this has some dirt on it. I take these cards outside sometimes, in case you're wondering. But yeah, you have an opportunity to be more bold and to get out of your shell and to socialize more and to share and shine your talents with others. So that looks exciting, and maybe that in and of itself will be a healing process. Sweet. So finally, we're going to look into advice from the new moon, okay? So advice from the new moon. They're just saying, don't resist the changes. We're in the middle of Mercury retrograde right now. Maybe Mercury retrograde is just like retrograding on you hard. It doesn't mean that you're not going to still reap some of the positive benefits of this new moon in Libra. It's just, it might take a couple weeks for this retrograde cycle to complete before everything makes sense. So they're definitely saying that just let it happen. If this is where you're at over the next couple weeks, if that seasonal depression or trauma or, you know, is hitting you, if you're going through the most right now, if you know, Mercury retrograde is just sending you, it's okay. Just let it happen. Don't resist. That's been my whole thing with Mercury retrograde lately, is just let it happen and know somehow it's all working out in your favor. Two of Pentacles, once again, the advice from the new moon, they're telling you not to resist changes. They're telling you that fear is false evidence appearing real. The only thing you have to fear is fear itself. There are so many infinite possibilities of what could actually happen in these situations you're going through right now. The worst case scenario that you have in your mind is just one. So what are the chances that that one exact thing that you think horrible is going to happen? What are the chances that's actually going to happen? You know, do everything you can to prevent your fear from happening, because sometimes your fears come to like tell you, hey, you need to wake up, you need to prepare, you need to be smart, you need to make good choices, don't self-sabotage. So sometimes it can be helpful, listen to it. But most of the time you're worrying about some hypothetical situation that's just not going to happen, because probability-wise, how would you be that psychic that you could predict the one thing that's going to happen out of all the possible scenarios? And if there's anything I've learned from working with the tarot, is that it's just all possibilities. It's all possibilities. You know, this is an infinite world, an infinite universe. So have faith and, you know, have faith in the infinite possibilities. Anything can happen. Keep telling yourself that. That might be a helpful mantra for you through this new moon. So I hope that this reading resonates with you. Thank you so much for coming to my channel, and I'll see you next time. Peace out. For those of you guys who choose number 3, we're going to get started with the first card in this spread. This is the card that you chose. And the question is, what area of your life needs balance? And we're getting the Temperance card. I love how this card is depicted with a heron on it. If you've been following my channel for a while, you know I have a really special relationship with this specific bird. I've seen it everywhere, all over the world. It always seems to come to me in times of panic and anxiety. In fact, a couple weeks ago, I prayed for a sign, and then I went to the beach and I saw one of these birds. And it is a very rare sighting where I'm at, so not really a bird that's local to this area. So it was beautiful. It was special. So this could be a message that the area of your life that needs balance is your connection to spirit, your connection with the magic of the universe, your connection to the great mystery of life. It's a beautiful thing to be able to wake up and behold the universe as this magical, creative, beautiful, inspiring, and enchanting place. I definitely don't wake up like that every day myself, but I try. So what can you do every day that will connect you with the magic of life, that will connect you with your spiritual side, that will remind you that you're part of the greater whole, that will get you out of your head and out of the narrative of society and the man and the machine and pull you back into just life, just living, just being? How can you live in this world, be a part of it, but also be outside of it? You know, it's definitely about temperance. Balance is such a Libra energy. This isn't about making coffee aesthetically and meditating and doing some yoga and calling yourself spiritual. It's not even about calling yourself spiritual. I think this has more to do with your connection with the earth, the land, the animals, nature, the seasons, the trees, the wind, the elements. When was the last time that you got deep out into nature? I've traveled the world, as many of you guys know, and I've lived in big cities, I've lived in small country towns, I've lived in the middle of nature. Most recently, I'm in the middle of the jungle. And everywhere in the world, there's always a special place. There's always, like in New York, there's the Central Park, or there's the Botanical Gardens, or there's by the water. In LA, for me, it was Eaton Canyon, or Malibu, or the beach. So where is your special place that you go to recharge and to re-energize and to connect with the magic of life? I challenge you to pray for a sign. Ask the universe, please send me a sign that I can clearly see and recognize and interpret that I'm on the right path, or, what I need to hear right now. Go out onto your nature walk or your vision quest journey and forget about it and indulge and immerse yourself in nature and the experience in life and the magic and the mystery, and see what happens. And then come back to this video and report below. Also, let me know, where is your favorite place that you like to go? Give everybody ideas. We all need ideas on what we can do to recharge and places to go out in nature. So yeah, this is what needs balance. Really, just get out in nature. All right, so next, what area of your life needs more structure and organization? What area of your life needs more structure and organization? So they're basically saying you have so many ideas and so many opportunities around you. I just get this message, you're ready. I don't know why, but a lot of us empaths, we always feel like we need permission or validation to choose the path we want to choose or to make the choice we want to choose. So you could be sitting on something big right now because you're just afraid that if you choose that opportunity, that another one will disappear. Or you're really hyper focused on, you just have to choose one thing. I get this from my clients a lot because I do life coaching. I help people with their goals. I help people to achieve them. I help people start businesses. And so I see sometimes people are like, I like writing, I like painting, I love animals, I want to do animal rescue, and I also want to make a card deck, and I also like dancing, and I also want to be a professional singer. And, some of you guys just have a million talents and skills, and that is so me. I'm the same way. Some of us are just very talented and very gifted, and we're such artists, and we're so open, and we just want to taste and enjoy life. And that's a beautiful way to be in the world. But if you really want to see something be complete, if you really want to see legacy, if you want to receive from the things that you give, if you want to draw in abundance and money or create stability or choose a career path around one of these things, eventually you do have to make a decision. And this doesn't mean that later on, let's say that you choose, working with animals. This doesn't mean that you can't also work on your singing or you can't also do your painting. It's just, you might have to, for a couple years, really, really focus your energy and every single day wake up and do that one thing. It's about not scattering your energy too much. I've learned that. I have ADHD. I'm the queen of scattered energy. And there are some techniques that you can use to really focus your energy This is telling you that that's what needs to be. It's more structured and more organized. Is you need to choose one thing, you need to make a decision, and you need to show up for it every single day. And it might be time to use your day planner more, or to journal, or to use you know, an app on your phone or something, so you can start setting reminders and alerts and helping yourself do that one thing a day towards your goals. And if you're feeling inspired by this message, maybe pause the video right now, and I challenge you to just go into your phone and schedule out the rest of your week and give yourself 15 minutes, one thing a day towards that one thing. So if it's the animal rescue, start with the first thing. Maybe the first thing is just researching. Maybe there's some tools, materials, and supplies. Maybe you need to talk to somebody to get some help. Maybe you got to make a vision board. Just start at the bottom and one thing a day for the rest of the week. This is Mercury retrograde, so it's a really great time to follow through or replan or re-envision or recommit. So I think this energy would be really powerful right now. So basically they're just saying you need to structure and organize how you're actually going to see your dreams through, and pick one thing, you know, and realize that whatever's the opportunities that are meant for you, you're not going to push it away by making a decision. You know, I think it's time to hold yourself accountable and make a choice. You have some beautiful energy to bring here on the planet, and it is time. So this one is fun. This next one is, what opportunities surround you right now? So the opportunities that this new moon in Libra is bringing to you. You know what's so funny? This apathy card, I can relate to it so much. So look, let's be real. Maybe this is the energy you've been in lately. Maybe that's why it was hard for you to make a choice or to move forward on some of these opportunities that were around you. Because maybe you've been feeling a little apathetic. Sometimes we get apathetic when we're just freaking done with life. We're just like, I'm so done with this crap. How many times during this pandemic have you been like, I'm done with this shit? Like, literally can't even anymore. I give up. So if you've been feeling apathetic, if food doesn't really have a taste anymore, if you're living in Groundhog Day, it's the same day over and over again, or if you just feel like you don't really care either way, you're being told to pay attention to that. You know, this is unrequited. Sometimes we think that we want to do one thing with our life, we want to do one path, but we've changed our mind again. It's okay to change your mind a million times, you know? Don't hold yourself accountable to who you used to be or to who everybody thinks you are, the expectations everybody has over you, or whatever. You can wipe the slate clean and try something new anytime you want. I'm so inspired by all of my clients who just try new things and are starting new businesses, and who are people who are starting over in their mid-20s, their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. I just think it's cool. Like, you know, we're always in the process of becoming. Give yourself space to change. And I think that's the opportunity that's coming, is like the opportunity that is surrounding you right now is to become whoever you want to be. And never will there ever be a time that's like more like a fresh slate for you than now, potentially. It's a very wonderful energy to plant seeds with. And they're saying, look, choose artistry. Once again, we're talking about making a decision, because you are an artist. You have so many things you're good at. They're telling you you can trust your path. You can trust where it's taking you. It might not make sense, the path you've been on and how it all is leading you to where you want to go. But one thing's for sure, the path that you've been on, that's gone now. It's led you where you're at now. And a clear path lies ahead. You can take whatever one you want. You can make whatever choice you want. It might not make sense how where you're at right now is going to get you where you want to be, but it will. So yeah, they're saying you can trust your path, and that's the opportunity that's coming. The opportunity is the ability to make a choice, the ability to trust yourself as an artist more, the ability to choose your path, the ability to create your path, the ability to become who you want to be. That's a bold, big opportunity around you right now. You might just feel like you're on the edge of a brand new chapter in your life. You might be full of excitement right now. That apathy is definitely shedding. It's being released right now. So finally, advice from the new moon. Advice from the new moon to you. Just straight from the new moon to you. I swear I almost went, hallelujah, hallelujah. when I saw that card. Because this is the Ten of Pentacles, you know. This is the card that's just like, you got your man, you got your house, or your woman, or your person. You know, it's just kind of like the dream energy card. Dream house, dream life. Manifestations around health, healing, happiness. Sounds a little too good to be true, right? Well, this new moon is saying that what you seek is seeking you. It wants to make its way to you. You have some really, really smart ideas. Your divine masculine side is really being balanced during the time of this new moon, so you're ready to stand up and to get disciplined. Funny enough, King of Swords, this is like a Libra ruling card. And then we see Princess of Swords, another air sign Libra ruling card. So the new moon is saying you're going to receive some type of information soon. I kind of get the feeling that this is like a contract you're going to sign. It could be a new lease. It could be a new job. It could be something coming in the mail saying that you're accepted. Or it could even be a letter from somebody, a love confession, something like that. But there will be some changes coming through a message you receive. The Seven of Wands is telling you no one's really watching you right now. You might feel like all eyes are on you, and if you fail or you try something new or you step out of your comfort zone, everyone's going to watch and you're going to fail and they're all going to laugh and point at you. Ha ha ha, you suck. But that's not how it's going to go. That's totally what this card is. Look, Seven of Wands. But actually, you know, no one's gonna notice if you change your mind again. I think that's what you're worried about, is you're just like, I've tried so many things, and if I try this new thing, if I make this new choice, like, am I gonna be the person, you know, the boy who cried wolf, or the person who just cried wolf? Are people gonna believe me? Can I start over? And the answer is yes, because this is your life. And I see that you're really getting connected with what you love right now. Your heart is on fire. You know what your passion is. This could be you just recommitting to a side of yourself you thought you had to let go of, or you thought was long gone. It could be a new realization. But whatever it is, you seem really, really happy. You seem really excited. I think that's what matters. You know, the older that you get, the more you realize that you just got to do what you love in this life. And you got to be yourself, because if you are any other way, you just create a miserable life. And then I see the Ace of Wands here. This is like, I'm making this happen. Nothing and no one's going to get in my way. Sometimes I look at this card as like a giant middle finger. Like someone's just like, you know what? F you. I'm going to do me. So that the new moon is just saying, be bold. I think the advice from the new moon is just like, you got this in the bag. Be smart about this. There's something beautiful coming in the form of a letter, a note, an email, a contract. People aren't going to give a crap. Make your choice. Clearly you love this. Do what you love. You can make it happen. It's such a beautiful, uplifting energy. I love that. I hope that this message resonates with you. Thank you so much for coming to my channel, and I will see you next time. Peace out.